Good afternoon and welcome to News9. I'm Norman Pinto. Now it seems like all the action is in Yellore once again. Shiv Sena MLAs are backing the MES activists in Belgavi. Sena leaders were planning to hold a press conference right over there. Now the police opposed their move and said that holding a press conference would create unrest in the district.
I'm an Indian citizen first, and by constitution, I have not supposed to see any problem for you. I am not supposed to do any untoward thing to me. I know it. If I create any unlawful thing, you can take my action against me.
You can do your press meet or your place.
No, what is your place and this place? I'm in India.
No.
Is this
Please, I will request you. Please go.
No, let me.
But they still went ahead and held the press conference and also torched the Karnataka flag. Now this led to an uproar among the people. Next the police chased them, but their jeep toppled and they ended up in a ditch. Now 4 Sena MLAs and several other leaders have been arrested as they tried to enter Yellore by violating the prohibitory orders.
I'm an Indian citizen first, and by constitution.
It seems like all the action is in Yellore once again. We've seen what has happened for the past week or so with prohibitories on. Shiv Sena MLAs are backing the MES activists in Belgavi. The Sena leaders were planning to hold a press conference over there. The police opposed their move and said that holding a press conference would create unrest among the populace. But they still went ahead and held the press conference and also torched the Karnataka flag. Now, this led to an uproar among the people. Next, the police chased them, but their jeep toppled. They ended up in a ditch. However, 4 Sena MLAs and several other leaders have been arrested as they tried to enter Yellore by violating the prohibitory orders.
I'm an Indian citizen first. 1 minute. Listen to me. No? Your officer. Yes, I'm an Indian citizen first, and by constitution, I have not supposed to do any problem for you. I am not supposed to do any untoward thing to me.
Now, tension continues to mount in Belgavi as several pro-Kannada leaders have arrived there to stage a protest march. Several prominent leaders, including Vatar Nagraj, Sara Govind, Praveen Shetty and Shivarame Gowda have been arrested. Now, they were detained for violating prohibitory orders which have been imposed in the region. They were arrested from the Samra airport. Now, on the 25th of July, the Belgavi police had removed a signboard at the entrance to Yellore with Yellore, Maharashtra state written on it. Now, the signboard was reinstalled by the villagers on Saturday. More such signboards or milestones came up in the area after Friday. The Belgavi district administration had asked the police to remove the installed signboards, which resulted in a scuffle between the police and villagers. The state government stated that they were only acting on the rules set by the Karnataka High Court. And all those milestones or signboards have been removed. The correct milestones have been placed, stating that Yellore is a part of the state of Karnataka. This did not go down too well with the villagers who started to pelt stones on the police, which in turn led to lathi charges in different parts of Belgavi. Now, ever since then, prohibitory orders have been imposed It was relaxed on Eid ul-Fitr for a few hours so that Muslims could celebrate the festival, but since then prohibitory orders have once more been reimposed. In fact, Vatal Nagaraj did speak after arriving in Belgavi. Let's listen into what he had to say.
ಇದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಮಹದ್ರೋಹ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಕನಸು ಮನಸ್ಸಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಳ್ಳೂರು ಕನ್ನಡದ ಊರು, ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಊರು. ಎಳ್ಳೂರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂಧಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪೊಲೀಸು, ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಡಳಿತ, ಮಹಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಏಕೀಕರಣ ಸಮಿತಿಯ ಪರಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಬಂಧಿಸಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ?
ಬಂಧಿಸಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಮಾಡೋಣ ನಾವು? ಹೇಳಿ.
Well, the Supreme Court has issued a notice to the Maharashtra government over Marathi's medium schools in the border area with Karnataka. Maharashtra has 6 weeks' time to respond to the notice. Karnataka had objected to the running of these schools in those villages which are located inside its territory but is claimed by Maharashtra to belong to it. Now, the border row keeps getting worse and worse. Now, the Supreme Court has issued a notice to the Maharashtra government over Marathi medium schools in the border area with Karnataka. Maharashtra has 6 weeks' time to respond to the notice. Karnataka had objected to the running of these schools in those villages which are located inside its territory, but is claimed by Maharashtra to belong to it. In fact, let's now listen into what a Supreme Court lawyer had to say on this.
Original suit in the Supreme Court, original suit number 4 of 2004 in the Supreme Court, seeking transfer of 865 villages from state of Karnataka to state of Maharashtra. In that suit, pleadings are complete, issues have been framed. Now it is at the stage of evidence recording. Today, IN number 11 of 2014, which was filed by state of Karnataka, seeking direction to the state of Maharashtra not to grant permission to more Marathi-speaking schools, Marathi medium schools in the border areas. In that application, the Supreme Court has asked the state of Maharashtra to file their reply within a period of 6 weeks. Mr. Hari Salve, senior advocate, and myself appeared in the matter for the state of Maharashtra. It was brought to the notice of the court that the last Sunday, a very serious incident has occurred on last Sunday in the village Ellur of Belgav Taluka. In that village, one Marathi board was put up at Ellur village, Maharashtra Rajya. One PIL was filed in the Karnataka High Court and nearly notice was issued. Taking advantage of that, the Karnataka police has mercilessly beaten up all those residents, villagers by forcibly entering into their houses, and it is a very serious incident. Photographs were shown to the Honorable Supreme Court. Now these people, aggrieved people, are approaching the Honorable Supreme Court by filing Article 32 petition for taking action against those responsible persons and against the state of Karnataka.
Well, in fact, a senior lawyer over there representing the state of Maharashtra, apart from stating that Maharashtra has been given 6 weeks' time to respond to the notice on Marathi being taught in those schools which Karnataka states belongs to them. Apart from that, he also spoke about the incident that took place in Ellur, wherein the police lathi charged the residents. Now, the lawyer states that it was done in a very barbaric manner, but Karnataka clearly states that they were only following the High Court order. Now, the Karnataka High Court has dismissed the non-bailable warrant issued by the Ramnagara Sessions Court. The dismissal came after controversial godman Nityananda filed a petition seeking dismissal of the non-bailable warrant. The warrant was issued asking the godman to present himself for a potency test. Well, for more on this, I'm joined by my colleague Arun. Arun, can you give us more information on this?
Nolan, the warrant dismissal is only one part of the story. The bigger story is the fact that the High Court has now directed the controversial godman to be present at Victoria Hospital on August 6th to undergo the potency test. That's the most or perhaps more important point to be noted. So he will have to present himself on August 6th in front of the panel of doctors at Victoria Hospital to undergo the potency test. And that, besides that, the High Court is also directed. Remember, this is a single bench judgment. The single bench judge has also observed that on August 18th, he has to present himself at the Ramnagara court. So clearly, it's a kind of a 50% win or 50% loss for Nityananda. His petition seeking dismissal of the warrant has gone through, but the High Court has made it clear that he will have to present himself for the potency test. Remember, the Ramnagara court has been insisting on the potency test on the basis of various reports which have appeared suggesting that he could have asked or sought sexual favors from his devotees. Now, and there have been allegations suggesting that the controversial godman did engage in these kind of sordid acts. So the Ramnagara court wants clarity on that particular issue, and that's the reason why it issued the non-bailable warrant after the initial plea by the controversial godman was rejected by the Karnataka High Court. Now the Karnataka High Court, while dismissing the non-bailable warrant, has told the controversial godman that he will have to present himself for a potency test on August 6th. That's the most important date to be remembered. August 6th will be the date on which the potency test will take place, and August 18th will be the date on which the controversial godman will have to present himself before the Ramnagara court, Nolan.
So basically, Arun, what you're trying to say is that he filed a petition in the High Court to dismiss the non-bailable warrant that was issued by the Ramnagara, but the High Court has actually struck his petition down. It has upheld the verdict of the Ramnagara court.
The Ramnagara court, remember, had issued the non-bailable warrant asking him to be present before itself for the potency test. Now, what the High Court has done is to quash the warrant as was asked or as was requested by the controversial godman, but it has included two riders. The most important rider being on August 6th, the controversial godman will have to present himself before the Victoria Hospital panel of doctors to go ahead and undergo a potency test, and more importantly, be also present on August 18th in the Ramnagara court to go ahead with the court proceedings, Nolan.
Right, Arun. Thank you very much for all those details.